What's going on YouTube? It's Necessity, and I'm going to be making another tutorial video about a concept that was requested by Jack O'Lanterns, and it's the concept of strafing within Halo. I'm going to be talking about my general approach and just some key things I think people can pick up and, take what you can from this video. As always, make sure you hit the like button. Please subscribe. This helps, and it means a lot to me. And yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, the first thing I think when strafing is we need to talk about our mindset and what strafing means to us. A lot of people think, oh, we're just trying to make people miss shots, or it's like, man, I want to strafe so I can go get an overshield and I can grab this camo, and I can grab this camo. And it's like, oh, I'm strafing, and they can't shoot me. But essentially, strafing at its fundamental level is just making the game or making your opponents uncomfortable. That's what strafing is to me. It's the most fundamental way of thinking about it. Is I'm going to make these guys work for it. I'm going to make these guys so uncomfortable that they're going to work for every kill. When we look at a player and we're on Aqua and they spawn flag and their starting strat is, hey, let's go P2. There's different ways you can approach this. And a noob, as you may say, or a very inexperienced player, will just maybe walk up here, shoot some shots, play his shields back, which is, I mean, it's fine and dandy, but this isn't what we call in theory terms strong, right? So they come up here and they're like, ooh, let me shoot. Oh, okay, I think I did some damage. Let me back up. We don't want to do that. We want to add some flavor, some creativity to our strafe. So for example, like me, my starting strat is I go out this P door. So, I'm running out here, go out this P door, and there's many different ways. So I usually go this, I G slide, and I throw a nade. And then I usually like playing this choke right here, where it's like I do this, and then I fall off. And then this is just some flavor to playing a choke. And what I mean by choke, all a choke is an area in which you meet an opponent. So this is the choke on P2. And a choke can look like many things. You can be car 3 looking at gen. That's a choke. And we use this term to just communicate with each other properly. Because if we're able to understand the language that we use in the terms of explaining things, it's we're able to develop in such a more efficient way. Strafe isn't just left, right, and I see a lot of players do this where it's they get first shot and then they go left, right, left, right. This isn't a strafe. This is so bad. What all we're doing is when we think about a strafe is making the game harder for our opponents with our movement. Really good players that are good at this are Ryanoob, Spartan, Renegade, any of those high-level players that are especially in your face. They all have excellent strengths, and they're constantly strafing without thinking, and they're constantly making the game harder for their opponent. All right, some advanced concepts that I think a lot of people don't get, and maybe people do intuitively, but a lot of advanced concepts that I see at the highest level and people don't get is strafing when your teammate is near you. So for example, if we're in an engagement and let's say my teammate is right here and he's shooting this guy Jen and 2 people are right here, I'm gonna run in here and I'm going to G slide out and put myself in a weirder position, add some flavor to it to make me a harder kill so my teammate can finish his shots. Or maybe since I'm the first person in and there's a person behind me, I like this scenario better. Let's say I'm the first person in this gen. I'm going to G slide and fly out, or I can play it multiple different ways. That's one way. That's kind of scary, especially at a pro level. You're probably gonna get fucking fried in 2 seconds. But let's say you go like this, and then you're able to play out here. That's a strafe. That's a strafe. And what that does is it's making your opponent's reticule chase you this way. And what that does is now your teammate who's behind you is following up on that. And it's now I get to shoot you, and look where the enemy's reticule is. It's what the fuck? Oh, this guy's this way. And now, your teammate, if the enemy decides to chase you, can just backstack him. So that's what I mean. Get creative with it. Get creative with your strafe. That's essentially a strafe. That is as much as a strafe as this. One a little more complex and takes some spatial awareness, and the other not so much complex. So yeah, avoid just strafing left, right, left, right, left, right. You'll hear pros nag about this because they're like, man, I hate when people have a terrible strafe because they themselves have flavor in their gameplay that makes them detest this type of strafe. Another key thing I wanted to talk about is having first shot and in relation to your strafe. For example, You should not be worried about strafing if you get the first shot. So say, for example, there's an opponent and he's walking this way, and I catch him off guard and I'm in vent and I shoot him. I should not immediately then go start strafing like this like crazy. You just worry about hitting your shots. You already got first shot. You've won the engagement. Play your life strong and just worrying about finishing kill. There's a time to strafe and there's a time to not strafe. And a lot of people waste their muscle memory and energy on strafing when it doesn't matter. I've seen this is very common. Like I've seen amazing amateur players do this and it's just a really bad habit because you're exerting yourself. You know, you're using your muscles in your left hand. You're taking away from focusing on your aim because you're so worried about your strafe. It's like you need to have a healthy relationship of your strafe into your gameplay in order to succeed at that higher level. And pros are so damn good at it that if you watch any of them, they're just amazingly efficient. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this video. I want it to be short and sweet. Hopefully you learned something from this in my quick explanation. If anyone has any more videos that they would like to recommend, please leave a comment. Or you can go on Twitter and reach out to me. I love making educational videos about something I love. As always, everyone have a very nice day, and I'll see you on the flip side.